Yeah. Well, you brief, I mean, no, I thought I should send you it's not a proposal. I say it's a proposal, it's a draft to go through various phases. In fact, what you have is the latest version. Who knows, it has an earlier version and so on. But it gives one an idea of the origin of what I want to do.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the concept itself, what it is. And then there are those three areas. And I think what brings us here is the first section where I talk about information, the information center, because they know we're talking about physical objects in the form of books, in the form of archives and things I had written, not yet published, and all these things. And so those are physical.
Yes.
And they need to be kept. They occupy space.
Yes.
So we are here to say which space, what kind of space.
Yeah.
And one part of this is done in the sense that there is a piece of land that I have acquired.
Yes.
And what is not there is the structure. And I want ideas about the structure.
Okay. Okay.
And as I said yesterday, what I have in mind, what exists, and some things, might not be evident. But what I know exists is that, I have books, many books. And I have archives, a lot. And more will be generated. There are videos, and more will be generated. So whatever the structure, the minimum that the structure should accommodate are these books and the archives, videos. And in that note, I make it clear that I don't want to get involved in a lot of administration. Employ people, lend out books and so on, chase after people, it's reading on site. So if it's reading on site, I must provide for a space for people not to sit and read.
Yes, yes.
And that space is small. Someone was asking me whether there will be any reading rooms or audiovisual rooms and so on. And I said, look, the space is small, there'll be noise. Some people will be reading and others will be watching this. And I said, look, I want to make that separation. That place must be quiet space.
Yes.
And if people want to chat and so on, it will be run like a school.
Yes,
At 11 o'clock, it will be tea time. So people if people want to go out and chat, they'll go outside and have their coffee, smoke, and whatever they do, and then they come back, and then there'll be lunchtime, and so it will be quiet space for reading and so on.
And the people you are expecting students.
It's a range. It's a range. I target students, especially students from rural areas who do not have these facilities. And I'm thinking of, doing research on fiber, and which will make it possible for schools in rural areas to access Wi-Fi. And once they do that, I'll be in a position now to get the resources to them virtually. And through...
You said, Prof.
Okay, no, that's fine.
I was asking about, so one is it's for youth mostly, but also it can cater to all the generations. So there's
all generations
of people.
Not only people in Cala, but globally.
Yes. Okay, global. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's, I mean, it's a center. We'll be doing research there. If you go to the third column on research.
Yes.
And doing this exciting project of trying to find out what happened, before the whites came.
Yes.
And there's a history of Abattoir.
Yes.
And that we know because there are caves there. Paintings and so on, but no one remembers seeing an Umtwa, and no one remembers even their great-grandfathers telling them that they ever met Abattoir. So it looks as if Abattoir belonged to an era that is beyond our current conception.
Yes.
And part of my work is to do research and find out when that was. Yeah.
Amazing. And so one of the actors is this organization that you indicated is Calusa.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a type of institution, university, or is it people who graduated? How is it graduates from that area?
It has an interesting, history. I was one of the co-founders.
Amazing.
And that was established in '83. And at the time, if you establish something like the one I'm trying to establish, it was the height of repression. You'd be arrested. So I had a degree from UNISA already there.
Yeah.
And there were people who wanted me to assist them. In fact, to write assignments for them. UNISA people, they want shortcuts and so on. I've got this assignment. It's due tomorrow. Can you just write this and so on?
Yeah.
And I tell them that, I cannot discuss the assignment with you, but you do the writing. And then I found an angle and said, okay, let's form an association where we'll break sort of the isolation of studying on your own. We have these discussion groups, and then but in the end, you must write your own essay. Ours would be to give critical input and so on. And that's how Calusa was born. And in many ways, what I'm trying to do now is to go back to that idea, but as a different person in terms of the skills I've acquired over these years. And the books I've written, the books I've sort of I bought, and the books that I get because I review books almost every day. And that's how I've accumulated this library of these volumes. So what I'm trying to say here is that people I've spoken to already in Leiden. Leiden, I got it in honorary doctorate from Leiden. When I told them about this, they told me that, look, we are going to send our students to Cala to do research there. In the social sciences, people do case studies. I'm sure you know that. Every now and again, you do a topic, the case study of so and so and so on. So what these guys told me, guys and girls, they told me is that, look, we are going to recommend this place. It's an interesting place. and they can do all sorts of things. I have no archaeologists. I'm not an archaeologist, but no archaeologists are waiting for the moment when sort of this center will be established to go to this place and do this archival research. Going, archaeologists, they can look at those caves. They can take pieces out there, and then they can even tell us the age of this. Which would be a good starting point. If they say, these caves are 2,000 years ago, then we'll be able to say that, look, there was life here 2,000 years ago. It's not 1865, that history textbooks tell us about. I mean, the whole notion here, is in terms, I mean, if you go to our website in the center, the word you'll come across every now and again is decolonial. Decolonial. We decolonize everything. So that's the philosophy behind. It's a decolonial project. We want to rewrite history. What not only of Cala, we say by writing that history of Cala, we are actually transforming curricula throughout the
That's
world.
amazing. That's a beautiful project to be a part. So is this Nozi? These are the things. These are the things that we were pushing for in our department. It's still, I don't know if it's still causing a rupture in the ABC department, but there was a rupture when I left.
It's quiet now because you guys are not there. It's quiet now because it's quiet now. You guys are not there, and everybody people resigned because of that.
People resigned.
They left the HOD post and decided to be just lecturers because they didn't want to entertain these things.
They don't want to interact in that space. I remember others left for Australia. But it's for America, I think this is not right. But
Australia.
But what it looks, so the architecture, almost the spatial quality of the project, and the has to match this conceptual, has to match this. It has to have a narrative. It has to be developed. We have when we're considering material. When we're considering how it's built. It has to carry over all of these narratives, and this is something I'll now take into how I consider the design. Or I think the next step for me from here on will be to gather some precedent of architecture that speaks to a critical regionalism, speaks to concepts of decoloniality, and speaks to ownership. The idea that the people of Cala will be able to take ownership and say this building is a representation of us. It is as much of us as we are. So they are almost a part of it. So I think that's been one of the more important threads or theories that come out of the decolonial project, is to decenter, so that everyone feels that they are part of that. And so when you're building a structure in a particular place, it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb, both in its architecture but also in its engagement of the community. So and there are a couple of projects that do this very well, and I want to compile a presentation for you. Then we discuss the projects, and maybe we take out those elements out of them that we think would be beneficial for our exploration. And then we start the discussion there about what the spatial implications are. But I think there's other work that happens before that, And that work is us knowing Cala, what is Cala, what do people of Cala, how do they survive? What are their struggles? How do they survive on a day-to-day basis? What is the everyday life like there? A little bit about its a bit about its history, and I think you've touched on already. And then the potential to do something that has everyday positive impacts, like on livelihood, and what are the sort of socio-economic programs that could place into the scheme, or yeah, that can evolve from it, that we could start considering, and then we can start imagining the project within those dimensions. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want another, okay, just go.
So I was from it. So it's me and Sister Nozina. We have to do the sort of urban analysis. Not really urban because it's rural. So it's a rural analysis or spatial analysis. Is it not?
It's not. I mean, no. Yeah? I mean, in my work, I contest those terms. They are no longer urban rural. No. I mean, no.
Yeah.
What's the difference between a rural person and an urban person now? There's no difference.
Yeah.
Who knows? Is she urban or rural? Am I urban or rural? You know, we're global.
Yeah.
It's global. I mean, no, it's of course. I mean, no, global doesn't mean that everything is the same. But you know, there is a connection. I mean, there is something called world culture.
Yeah.
As there is something called world literature and so on. But no, we are not America. We are not Europe. No, we are Africans. So we are Africans in a world, not Africans that exist in an island.
Yeah.
It's a big debate. And you know, I mean, when people talk about Pan-Africanism and so on, say, no, look, don't narrow things.
Yeah.
Don't make us don't put us in the margin. Because the minute you say Africa must stand on its own and not articulate Africa within the world.
Yeah.
Then you miss something important.
Amazing.
So it's in that context that I think we need to look for new concepts.
Yes. Okay.
Rather than the ones that were given to us, rural and those things. Because that's all part of colonialism, part of divide and rule. And because that's the only way colonialists could rule a majority, by dividing them and making them believe that they exist as islands.
Yes.
Because that makes sort of the majority a minority.
Yes.
Yeah, so we don't want to fall into that trap. This. Yeah.
And so I follow you, and I 100% agree with you, Prof. And I can see how there's that connection or that concept needs to be so we need to dematerialize concepts like that.
Thabo Mbeki, I think he has got a Thabo Mbeki library. And there is a guy, I think he's from Mali. He's architect.
He's Ghanaian. He's Ghanaian.
Is it Ghanaian? Yeah, but I mean, it's
Ghanaian.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
And Thabo is a person of African Renaissance and so on.
Yes.
And, I want us to transcend, Africa. Realize that we're in Africa, but instead of restricting ourselves to Africa, I mean, this project is international. And people who are going to come, will come from Europe, come from Britain, they'll come from America, from Asia, Brazil. I mean, we've got contacts globally. And I want to capitalize on those contacts.
Amazing.
And create, a hub
Okay.
in a place like Cala.
Mm, mm.
And spin-offs, I mean, people who are business-minded, will think of tourism, bed and breakfast places, because I mean, these people will go there. They don't have to go to Queenstown. Queenstown is the closest, urban, so in quotes. And so when they go there, say, no, I'm going to charge you. They're going to do a job. So I'm going to charge you, daily, travel fee of 240 kilometers a day because I'll have to put up in Queenstown. Where, they are. So it doesn't have to be like that. Cala should have its own B&Bs. And this, the caves, this research on caves, will tell us where these caves were, and if people who are serious about heritage, that's a big project.
Yes.
Where you can have these walking, what do you call it? Those hikes and people can move from one cave to the other. And so on. So it's a huge thing that we can do. Youth could be involved as tour guides.
Yes.
And so in the center we teach them. And to train them. And then they go out and talk about their place. And they talk about their place, they know about the world. Because whoever goes there will be forced to leave something behind.
Yes.
So the term, I mean, that's it, perhaps the last one for today, is the notion of extraction. That what I'm fighting against here is where people go out, extract information from people, write that information, present it as your own, and forget about the people who are empowered. So this is what happened in my case. I couldn't make them authors. I wanted to make them authors. Each time I wrote a book and so on, but there are no publishers, and I needed publications to be promoted and enjoy my freedom at UCT as a professor, as an authority. So I ended up publishing in my name and so on, but in my heart, I knew that the professors who made me who I am are those old women and old men who,
that's beautiful.
Keep sort of this history in their head and so on. And this is one way of plowing back. It's not directly to them, but their children, their grandchildren are going to benefit from it.
Prof, if I could, which text of yours in particular could I read to get an understanding of your interaction with Cala, or your relationship with Cala, or some that educates me about that part of the world?
That part of the world, I wrote a book, Democracy Compromised.
Yeah, okay.
And that's about the history of the countryside in that part. Now, I mean, I use the term rural, ilali, onos.
Okay. Yeah.
I write about chiefs, Zibonda, a local government, basically.
Amazing.
And that's a book. That book will give you. It's a Democracy Compromise, HSRC. That's the local publication. Came out 2005. You might, but UCT will have a copy or copies.
Yeah.
And if you struggle, then I can know you can.
We've got it.
You've got it.
Okay.
Okay. Good.
Yes. Okay. You're no longer a student. You're no longer part of us.
No,
I'll make a plan for you to get it.
I would appreciate that. So now, we're going to do the like a special analysis of the area around the site. I can send you some aerial imagery from my site, which I think I can get from the cadastral map of South Africa and the farmer site, farm mapper.
The farm mapper, yes, I used farm mapper when I was doing my analysis. So farm mapper is it's one of the
most appropriate ones.
The most appropriate
one.
Yeah. But anyway, I grew up there, so I'm a member of my own.
It would be amazing. It would be amazing that whilst we are doing our spatial analysis, we have like an idea of where the artifacts are, like where the caves are, where the rock artifacts.
I know where they are.
You know where they are?
I know exactly.
Wow. Okay.
They are all over the place.
They are all over the place.
Yes, they are all over the place.
That place is surrounded by mountains. Yeah.
But apart from designing the building, it would almost be like if you are curating if you are curating the say a visitor's journey through Cala, through curating journey through the various sites in a way that will allow you to tell a story that and then involve the building itself, like the architecture. That would be quite amazing if we could be able to do that. So that whilst we're doing our analysis of the site, we locate the building and we locate it in relation to these caves in some way. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I ask a question? The center or the resource center that in the Galusa Resource Center or the resource center that we are planning.
Yes.
It's in the close proximity with the library that is there. The municipality library.
It is about, what would I say, half a kilometer? But the municipal library is on your way out to Elliot.
Yes.
And
to Elliot.
Yes. And we are...
It's actually...
Yes.
It's actually not far. It's maybe half a kilometer. What is going to be your relationship with that other center? You are designing. You need to know the surroundings, what is around, and so that your center cannot be a standalone, can either be part or have a relationship or something with the other center that is the library.
Yeah. Well,
do you see that library?
Yes. You know, I know that.
Do you see that? Yeah. Do you see it as part of what you are planning, or it's just?
You're breaking.
You know why I'm asking this question? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, but yeah.
Okay.
You were breaking. Yes.
I am asking this question because the resource center, when I grew up, when it was still the Slingers, like in that era of Mr. Slinger, right?
Yes.
I had an idea that Galusa was only meant for research, was meant for the unit part of things, the research, let me put it like that. And then when you say you will accommodate all levels, Then I was like, you know what, Prof, you can actually use that because the space is not so big, you can actually use that library for the other levels and then only concentrate on your research and the stuff that is not going to be there, and sort of not open it up to everybody, especially to the school kids and stuff. Help them where they are in the library, not necessarily in the research facility that you are planning. I don't know if I'm making sense.
You are, and let's start with the existing library. And I mean, there are libraries all over the place. There's a library in Cala, there's a library in Elliot, there's a library in Yugi, there's a library in Queenstown, there's a library in Ladyford. And but those libraries are libraries in the traditional European sense of the word. That's not what I'm going to do.
Okay.
That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep books, but the books I'll keep. I mean, there will be overlaps with what they have, but I can assure you most of the books that I'll be keeping will be found in that place, in the new center. And there's the archive, and that archive makes it special. It's archive that I already have, but it's archive that I'm going to generate by doing research, especially this pre-colonial historiography. New materials are going to be generated, and those materials will only be found there. This is why I think that people overseas won't go there because they sympathize with me. They'll go there because they know that there is gold. There is material they won't get in Pretoria, in the archives. They won't get here in Roland Street, in Cape Town. They won't get in Umtata, in King Williamstown, and so on. So that's going to be a center that will be unique in that sense. So I'm not going to compete with anyone, but I'll complement whatever exists there. The materials will write the new history. That new history will do what books are supposed to do. It will be in dialogue with existing literature. You see, we won't say ban the books that were written by Verwoerd or something. No, they must be there. Must all read them. But then there must be other resources. And our mission is to produce these new alternative resources so that they are in dialogue with whatever else exists, whether it's in the library, in schools, and elsewhere. Children must be given an opportunity to make a choice. They can't make a choice if they are given one vision. There must be a multiplicity of visions. And that's how they are going to grow intellectually.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I'm not competing with anyone. I'll encourage, I'll promote cooperation. And people who won't be working with me are people who will be refusing to work with me. Not because I say you can't work with me. You see.
Yes.
Clear.
Very clear. Yeah.
Crystal clear. I'm clear on a plan of action. From what I gather, there's that initial site analysis that had to be done, and then there is a bit of context in terms of historical context, the cultural context that I have to get my head wrapped around, and then I can start with the sketching afterwards.
but with the president as well. Yeah, so it's the understanding the context, the site analysis, the precedent, and then we'll go into initial sketches and then thoughts. But it will be a process whereby maybe next week at around the same time, I present to you the research, the findings, the precedent, and then we bounce back on what the history of the place is, what it is at the moment. I think that will be a dialogue. I might find information that, but there might be something that contradicts that, or it's not a full picture, and that will be the dialogue. And then so it will be the design process will be a dialogue as well. I think initially coming into it, I thought it was a building to house books, but it's much more. It's significantly more. It's a full-on thesis, the building itself, as much as thesis as the work that it holds. So
no, that's true.
That's what I think next week can be for that's what I think we can bring to the table next week is that research, that bit of introductory research into the project.
Well, I live, sort of the history of that area, because I've worked closely with people in that area.
Yes.
And so, whatever you find, chances are that if it's written, I'll be aware of.
Maybe I should just get democracy compromised once and for all, and get a very full picture of it.
Yeah, but what I like here is that if you come across something that sort of says something different from what we know, that's the point of that center. That center is not. It's not. We don't want to promote dogma.
Where
people say that this is the only way of thinking.
Yes.
And if you think differently, then you are out. No. Yeah. We promoting depth.
Yes.
And knowledge. If you want to go deep and discover things, then you must have an open mind.
Yeah.
And you must have the ability to read things you do not like.
Yes.
And things you hate.
Yes.
But you read them as if you love them. Because you want to understand them and engage with them.
Yes, absolutely.
So if ever there are people who are going to be sort of not allowed to go to that center, there are people who are going to tell me that they have a particular line that we must promote. That I'm not going to accept.
Yes.
Openness is the name of the game. Yeah.
Absolutely. Beautifully said. Yeah. Okay, ndikhweliwe andazi ngawe in terms of briefing ndifumene iinkcukacha bendizikhangela.